How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, this is the second time I'm trying to record this, so maybe the universe does not want me to do One Piece content. So, I'm a day late on chapter 1009, obviously. I had a lot of Phantom Seer stuff I wanted to do yesterday with it being the final chapter and everything, so instead of doing a review, I'm going to do kind of a breakdown of like the 4 biggest points in the chapter this time, and just discuss kind of those events and a little bit surrounding it. And honestly, with that being said, chapters are only like 19 pages. You're going to get most of what happens when you really concentrate on 4 to 5 big moments. So, with that being said, if you do like the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton and lets me know that maybe a chapter breakdown isn't necessarily a bad idea. Maybe it's something that people will want to see because, you know, everybody does a review. Not everybody just does one video focusing on every big point or some of the biggest points. Now, it's already been a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So we all know, you got to know what the first big moment is. It's Orochi and the Scabbards. The biggest moment, obviously, is the Scabbards cutting off Orochi's heads. Now, I am saying he's not dead. He's not dead. Now, is it more likely that he's dead this time than it was last time? Yes. Last time, it was 100% there's no way this dude's dead. He has a mythical zone about a mythical snake that you had to cut off all 8 of its heads to kill it. Okay? That was one head we saw cut off. Granted, I get it. It was in his normal form, not his hybrid or his zone form, whatever. This time, still, the most heads necks I was ever able to count on one panel is 6. And we only saw like 5 heads get cut off. That and one panel you had like one neck going behind a speech bubble, and you could assume there was like a 6th head there. But never once do we see all 8 heads get cut off, or all 7 heads that are left after he already lost one. We don't know exactly how this fruit works, admittedly. So it's possible that first head got cut off. That one does not regenerate or anything. He's just down to 7. Now, we saw 5 heads being cut off, and we kind of saw a 6th neck / head in one panel. Go 5 or 6, whatever. That means we've had 6 in total or 7 in total, still leaving at least 1 head for the Yamato no Orochi that has 8 heads. So I'm not saying Orochi is dead. I also think that we're going to get a satisfying death from Orochi. Either we're going to get a satisfying death from him, or he's not going to die at all, and he's going to be a prisoner for the rest of his life, along with Kanjuro, if neither of them die. I feel like at least one of them has to die. But if by some miracle, Momo like butts in and is like, no, this is the path that led him to hating this country like this, we're not going to treat everybody, blah, 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 whatever they do with it, I think we're going to get a satisfying death. Now, this was cool. This was awesome. This is the Scabbards being badass, like, we don't have time for you, you'll be judged in hell. And they just move on without a second thought. That's really cool. But Orochi's a bastard. He needs to, like, watch his death coming. Like, he needs to feel the fear of seeing it come at him. Not this courageous, like, oh yeah, I could take him on, I'm Lord Orochi. And then just in the afterlife, he's like, shit! Damn it! No, he's got to see it coming. So, he's not dead. Now, that was obviously the big thing that happened there. Moving on to probably the biggest or second biggest thing of the chapter, depending on who you ask. I think most people would agree this is probably the biggest moment of this chapter. And it is Big Mom and Kaido's tag team attack, which Zoro... Thank you, senpai. Obviously, I like Zoro a little bit. Zoro jumps in front of that thing and blocks it. For a second. Law transports them away, but still, to hold off a tag team attack from a Yonko for even a second, to stop that thing, to slow it down even for just a second, just a little bit, that's insanely impressive. The large majority of the people in the One Piece universe would have been annihilated by that thing in an instant with no hope of survival at all, no matter who was behind him. So that was insanely impressive. I also love the name of that attack, by the way. The Viz translation, at least, is Conquest of the Sea. The reason I like that is because what is the fear of the Marines and the world government and people at large if two Yonko were to join forces and go out to sea? It would be a conquest of the entire sea. That's what people are afraid of when it comes to Yonkos teaming up. That they could go on a conquest of the entire sea and take over the entire world under their influence. So I love that attack name because, yeah, that's what people are afraid of, is a conquest of the sea. Like, that's exactly it. But we also have a new generation right here to stand in the way of that conquest. So I love this. I love everything about it. Obviously as a Zoro fan, but just as a One Piece fan, this was amazing. Has to be the most powerful attack we've ever seen, which explains why Zoro was not able to fully block it. It was going to get through. It was. But to slow it down is absolutely insane. Everybody understands this. And yeah, I had this funny little scene play out in my head when I read this and saw the next panel, and Law's like, "Are you alive, Zoro?" And he's like, yeah, I think so. I imagine Sanji just busting through the doors onto the rooftop, looking over and seeing him. And you kind of think back to Thriller Bark a little bit when he sees him. He's like, what the hell happened to you? And the last time it was cool, Zoro, just nothing happened. I'm good. It's fine. This time he'd just be laying there on the ground like, everything happened. Everything. There's two of them, but everything happened, okay? I'm not playing it cool this time. That was terrifying, Sanji. Holy shit. Everything happened. Take my spot. I gotta go home. Like, it's just the exact opposite. Like, everything happened. I had that funny little scene. I enjoyed it. It was fun for me. Leave me alone. That would never actually happen in the story, but it was funny to think of. Now, we all got that moment. Everybody loved that moment. Moving on to Luffy versus Kaido. And thinking about this makes me think I have absolutely loved all of the banter and chit-chat and back and forth and little sass mouthing that's been going on from everybody in this whole entire war. Like, everybody's in this war just like, God, I really hope I don't die here today. Woo, getting a little uneasy. Hey, you. Hey, you suck. Hey, I feel better about myself now. Yeah, I can do this. All right, let's go. Like, everybody's just talking back to everybody else. I don't know why everybody is just like this extra level of sass today. Maybe it's just because tensions are high. So, anyway, he immediately gets pissed that he probably thinks his vice captain's about dead. Goes out, throws out what I guess is going to be a red hawk because his arm didn't look huge or anything. It just looked like normal stretchy Luffy arm. So, assume it was going to be a red hawk. Kaido dodges this and Luffy gets this big old smirk on his face like, what are you dodging for? Was it going to hurt? Kaido did not find that very funny because we see Kaido immediately unleash 3 attacks on Luffy, like with no breathing in between. Immediately swings his Kanabo overhead, hitting Luffy. Luffy is able to block with armament haki on his arms, but you can see his hands like hurting afterwards. After this, Kaido immediately launches forward at him, unleashes a big old Boro breath, I'm guessing. Luffy's able to flip out of the way of that, dodge that. Kaido then launches himself into the air with his tail. I've seen some people thinking this is like half hybrid, half like full zone form. I don't think so. You can, if you look closely on the panel, you can see his weird little like hybrid leg dragon feet things. You can still see those when he's like rearing up in the sky. I believe this is just how long his tail is in his hybrid form, and we just haven't gotten a good panel to depict that until now. But yeah, launches himself into the air with his tail, uses another attack name that I absolutely love, Conqueror of the Three Worlds, Ragnarok. Now, yes, Ragnarok is awesome. That's a cool name for the end of the world. What I love about this attack, though, is the fact that it comes from Kaido and it's the conqueror of the three worlds. Tell me, what three worlds do you think he's talking about? Because I think he's talking about the world of the land, the world of the sea, and the world of the air. And what do we know? Land, sea, and air, always bet on Kaido. Conqueror of the three worlds, RAGNAROK. Awesome. I absolutely love that. One of my favorite attack names because of how well it fits with the air of Kaido that we have been given. The fact that you always bet on him, no matter which one of these three worlds you might be living in. You bird, you fish, you a dude. Don't mess with Kaido. He is the top of your world. Doesn't matter which one you're in. So, absolutely love that attack name. And it smacks Luffy straight into the ground. Like, Luffy did not dodge this at all. So, I don't know how much damage that did, but we see Haki, like, sparking off of the weapon. That usually tends to be a high-level attack, if you have not noticed. So, yeah, hopefully Luffy was able to throw out a lot of armament Haki to block that one. Hopefully. If not, well, no matter what, that hurt. Doesn't matter how much. He could be in Gear 4th like Tank Man. That's gonna hurt, okay? Now, moving on from this, we have the final big moment, or should I say big sequence of moments. We have Kid putting together a Faraday cage, by the way. If Oda purposely meant for this to specifically be a Faraday cage, like, yeah, he's sitting there writing down, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have Kid make a Faraday cage for Zeus. That's goated. Now, if he was just like, oh, I'm just gonna have Kid make a metal box and they're gonna put Zeus in it, and well, electricity, metal, yada yada yada, go on. Still an awesome coincidence that it turns out to basically be a Faraday cage. If you don't know what a Faraday cage is, it basically locks electric currents. You put a Tesla coil outside of this cage, this all-metal cage, put a person inside the metal cage. The electricity sparks to the metal cage, but the person inside is perfectly fine because literally all of the electricity is just sucked to that metal cage and only the metal cage. So, Kid puts together a Faraday cage. Law shambles Faraday cage over, Zeus into Faraday cage. Big Mom, while she's still trying to figure out what happened to Zeus, basically the instant that happens, she looks over and is like, what the hell is going on? Come here, Zeus. And while she's doing that, Zoro, who already had to deal with this tag team attack crap, and Killer asking Zoro, like, dude, are you going to be okay? He's like, I'm going to have to be. I mean, trust me, you'll know if I'm not. I'm just going to fall on the ground and you're going to keep going. Like, where the hell does Zoro go? Trust me, I'm not going to get lost this time. I'm just going to be laying back here. So, immediately, Zoro and Killer launch out. Killer taking out Napoleon, just chasing him off, hitting him. He's a metal sword. He's just going to whack him with his probably stronger Punisher blades. Scaring the hell out of Napoleon. Napoleon's just running away, trying to make excuses. Like, I'm just a normal sword. Love it. Zoro, double slash on Prometheus, cuts him into force, and then, after dealing with what he's already dealing with, coughing up blood, all this other crap, hits him with Flame Rend Crossing of the Six Paths. 1, we haven't seen that technique since the beginning of the time skip. 2, we haven't seen it in Flame Rend edition. 3, Zoro, should you really be throwing out Flame Rend attacks right now? Like, I know you kind of have to. Like, we kind of got to get this done. It's kind of now or never, but damn it, I hit it again. I didn't hit that the last time I recorded this, but well, my recording was terrible. I'm blaming you, microphone. You know what? I'm glad I hit you. You weren't working. That's why I have to do this again. So I'm glad I hit you this time. All right. Yeah, so Zoro kind of has to use Flame Rend attacks right now. Otherwise, they're kind of screwed. So, Crossing of the Six Paths on Prometheus takes Prometheus out. He can't revert right now. Napoleon's being chased off by Killer. Kid's back here. Hits Big Mom with pump pistols. Wasn't going to do much. I think he did this on purpose, though. Because the scene to kind of annoy Big Mom. Like, you really think just because you take them away, stuff like this is going to hurt me? And I think he got her attention very well because she haymakers. Like, just slams Kid's face into the ground with her fist. Like, she hit this dude so hard. This had to be one of the hardest punches, just pure punches we've seen in the story. Like, he decked this dude. Hey, kid's good. He's chill. He took it. He tanked that. He's got it. Grabs her with his metal arm, hits her with repel, shoves her up into the air. Law hits her with tact with a boulder. Once again, Big Mom not using the noodle. Ain't using that noodle. She's thinking about food, not thinking about what's going on. Goes, you really think you're going to do something with a boulder? Shit, he did something with a boulder. Shit, he did something with a boulder. Throws her off the side of the floating Onigashima. Big Mom is now falling to what she says is the sea below. I don't know if I trust that. Once again, Big Mom not using the noodle, not realizing Onigashima has been traveling towards mainland Wando. Wando. I almost said Wando. Traveling towards mainland Wando. I did it again. Wano. Mainland Wano. So, yeah, I don't think she's going into the sea, but that was absolutely amazing. I do hope she is gone for at least long enough for us to get a good 5v1 against Kaido going on. At least give us a chapter or two of that, because I feel like this could be a lot of fun. So, yeah, that was a huge moment, obviously. End of the chapter. Zoro's still coughing up blood. Don't know how bad he's hurt. Obviously pretty badly. Don't know how bad Luffy's hurt. And I don't even know if we're going back to the rooftop when we come back to chapter 1010. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But with that being said, this is already long enough for a little breakdown of just 4 moments. And yeah, I'm going to let you guys get out of here. If you did enjoy, make sure to go down in the comments. Let me know what you think. If this is something you'd like to keep seeing rather than just another One Piece just basic review where I go through the whole chapter. Rather pick out a few moments to really break down and talk about. And yeah. This is the second time I've had to record this, so I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.